what a bracha it is to be involved with an organization like Project Inspire. Don't you agree? The incredible staff, I know you realize this already, from Chaim Samson down, I mean all the rabbis, all the people behind the scenes, everybody. I've never met an organization that has such dedicated staff as Project Inspire. Incredible. And what an incredible weekend this is. Like, so incredible. The inspiring speakers, the food. Wow, I said it. And the incredible achdus that we've all felt this weekend. But I have to say, being Canadian, I think it's much preferable than the achdus I felt with American Jews last weekend in Toronto, when the temperature hit minus 40 degrees, the point where Fahrenheit meets Celsius. I like this achdus better. I want to tell you a story that I have a good friend, and we are always knocking heads about the importance of doing kiruv. I'm on one side of the argument, and you can imagine he's on the other side. And after one of our heated arguments, debates on kiruv, at the end of the discussion, he says to me, you know, there's this one guy who blames me for becoming frum. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I learned with this guy, he's a dentist, and he's frum actually. And we've been learning for years, and I learned with him. One day at the end of our learning, he says, I want you to learn with my accountant. He's a liberal, secular Jew. My friend says, why would a liberal, secular Jew want to learn with a long-bearded rabbi? So he looks him in the eye, he says, I'm his dentist. He'll do what I tell him. We can be scary guys sometimes. So he starts learning with him. So he learns, he calls him up, makes a chavrusa. He's learning with the accountant. And so they thought, what are they going to start with? Some nice sort of kiruv introductory topic. They chose Choshen Mishpat in the Shulchan Aruch to start off. So they're learning Choshen Mishpat, and then they really liked it. They went on to Orach Chaim in the Shulchan Aruch. Just so happened after that, they started to learn. He happened to start davening a little bit more. And he ended up being the gabbai in his minyan. So they started to learn the halachos of being a gabbai. They were learning that together. They went on to, it just so happened they both were avelim at the same time. So they were learning the halachos of avelus. They kept on learning, and it was going very well. In the meantime, he had two children, a son and a daughter, and they were becoming frum on their own derech, a separate pathway. So he decided, you know what? Pulled out his checkbook, and he decided, I am going to send them off to yeshiva. He wrote a check, and he sent his son to Ner Yisrael, Baltimore. They were teenagers at the time. They grew up. They got married. They're both from his kids. One of them is living in Eretz Yisrael. In the meantime, he's still learning with my friend, and he says, you know what? He starts to become frum as well. So he's becoming frum. He's Shomer Shabbos, Shomer Mitzvahs. And he says to my friend, it's your fault that I'm frum. So my friend turns to me at that point. He says, I just don't understand. Why is he blaming me for being frum? I was never trying to make him frum in the first place. So after I picked myself off the floor, back into my chair, I came to an insight which impacted me deeply. You've all heard of the concept of the pintel yid. Yeah? So every yid is a pintel yid. He has this spark within him, no matter how far away he is from Yiddishkeit, from a Kadosh Baruch Hu, or how close he is, he has that spark within his neshama. All we have to do is light that spark, and amazing things happen. Well, there's another concept you may not be so aware of that I think is also in Yiddishkeit. I call it the Pintala Kiruv Yid. Every From Jew is a Pintala Kiruv Yid. They have that spark within them, no matter how involved in Kiruv they are, no matter if they've been trained in Kiruv, if they even know any From people or not, non-From people or not. Every From Yid is a Pintala Kiruv Yid. They have that spark. If you light that spark, amazing things can happen. You know, I've made an observation. If you ask about tshuva, on their way to becoming from a Shomer Shabbos, Shomer Mitzvahs, ask them, they all had one anchor, that firm person who was their anchor in their lives, that they leaned on, that firm person who they asked most of their questions to, who they went to for most of their Shabbosim. Ask them. Any Baal Tshuva had that anchor in their life. It's really amazing. So Rabbi say, what I'm saying is, you have to understand what I'm saying here. There are no Baalei Tshuva who do not have that anchor. Nobody. Anyone that you see. Now, I'm sure there's some Baalei Tshuva out there today. But I want to ask you, if you're out there today, you do a little favor for me right now. If what I'm saying is true, that you had that anchor who was a firm person who helped you on your derech to becoming from, turn to the person next to you right now and tell them it's true. I'm doing this because I want you all to understand this can't happen without you. It cannot happen without us. If 13 people walk out of this convention and decide, I am going to be an anchor for another Yid, that's 1,300 Baalei Tshuva coming out of this convention. It can only happen because of us. It has only happened so far because of us, because of our hishtadlus. We can change our communities. We can change Jewish neshamas. And we can change ourselves. You know, Rav Dessler in the Michtav Meliyahu, he asked a very interesting question. You know, there's 6 billion people in the world today, and everyone has a different face. Everybody looks different. You ever wonder why? Why did a Kadosh Baruch Hu, we have over 7 billion people now, why did a Kadosh Baruch Hu create the world in a way that every person looks different? So Rav Dessler brings down the Chazal. He says, Kishem she'ein partzufeim domen. Just like their faces are not the same, kach deoseim eino shavim. So too, their thoughts are not the same. He goes on to say that the reason that we were created in this world, that every single person is able to be mizgalel the kavod shamayim in this world, to reveal something about Hashem's glory in this world. Every single person has a unique way that only they can reveal the kavod shamayim in this world. And that is reflective in everybody has a different face. There is nobody who has a different face. Even identical twins, if you look closely, there's different nuances. It's to illustrate the point that we have something that is unique about us, that we can impact another person in this world and reveal to this world that we only can do. That's how we were created. Amazing thought. Rabbi Sai. We've heard many great speakers over this Shabbos, over this whole weekend, and they are all striving to do the exact same thing, and that is to inspire us that we should see what is unique within us so that we can use that character trait, we can use that midah within us to impact other Yidden. Everybody has done that this weekend, and we're about to close off with another incredible speaker who is going to strive to do the same thing. imagine 1,300 Yidden, Shomrei Shabbos, Shomrei Mitzvahs, influenced by 1,300 people from this convention. It starts here, it starts tomorrow, the day after the convention. My bracha to all of you is that we walk out of this Project Inspire convention, not just inspired, but empowered with the knowledge that all it takes to impact another Jewish neshama is already within us. May we use this knowledge and inspiration from this weekend to do the avodas hakodesh that the Ribono Shel Olam so desperately wants us to do, and bring his children closer to him, ultimately bringing the Geula Shlema b'mheira b'yameinu. Amen.